At least once in your lifetime, you may have wished that you were taller. You've probably tried everything you could to achieve a good height, but in the end, it wasn't enough. So finally, you gave up and decided to accept yourself for the way you are. What if I were to tell you that you don't need to compromise and you could grow a few inches more? Yes, it is possible to do that. While genetic factors and age plays an important role when it comes to growing taller, it can also be achieved through exercises. In this video, we're going to talk about the different exercises that will help you grow a few inches taller. Keeping up with the recent trend, we're going to go through this video on the reverse order. So let's start with number 7. Lying two-way stretch. This is a simple exercise, and if you do it every day, you'll grow at least a few inches in a year. Just lie down on the floor or a mat with your head facing the ceiling. Make sure to hold a straight position from head to toe. Now, stretch your arms and your legs simultaneously. Once you've passed 20 seconds, bring your arms and legs to a resting position. You can repeat the action a couple of times. That was easy. Now let's see if you try the number 6. Vertical bands. This exercise will test your body's flexibility as well as how determined you are to increase your height. For this exercise, stand straight on the floor and try to touch the floor with your palm. Sound easy? Well, here's the catch. You can't bend your knees. The purpose of this exercise is to flex your spine, and to do that, bending your knee will not help. If you're a beginner at this exercise, we suggest that you just try to touch the floor with your fingers. Please make sure that you do not hurry through the movement. After all, you don't want a muscle cramp or any other form of physical problems before the exercise. Once you've done it for a few weeks, you'll become flexible enough to touch the floor with your palm. Here's a small tip if you have breathing issues and you still want to try this exercise. Please make sure that you are inhaling and exhaling oxygen as you normally do while you do this exercise. If you face issues like shortness of breath or any breathing-related issue, then we suggest that you try the previous exercise or rest for some time before resuming again. Number 6 was a bit tough. Moving on to number 5. Vertical stretch. Another one of those simple exercises is the vertical stretch. It's especially useful for people who are not comfortable with exercises. Compared to the previous 2 types of exercises, this one takes more time, so please be patient. For this, you need to stand on your toes and lift your body. Your arms should be facing up towards the ceiling. Once you've assumed the position, try to stretch your body as much as you can. The goal of this exercise is to stretch your spine. Make sure to hold the position for 30 seconds to enjoy the full benefits of this exercise. As you've learned to stretch, we move to point 4, which is the Cobra Pose. Here, you will lie on your chest. The body needs to remain still for this exercise. Try to stretch as much as possible. Once you've done so, hold it for 15 seconds. The Cobra stretch puts pressure on the upper body and helps you gain those extra inches that you've always wanted. As it's a simple exercise, it does not have much risk for any injuries. That is something we cannot say about point number 3. Side bends. Side bends is similar to vertical bends with one very significant difference. For this, you have to bend sideways and do not necessarily have to touch the ground. You have to stand up straight with legs apart and then bend to both your sides. If you bend on your right side, you have to hold that position for at least 15 seconds before continuing again on your left side. Much like most exercises on the list, this is also meant to flex your spine. Just keep one thing in mind. Do not try to be in a hurried state during this exercise. In case of harder breathing problems, we would not suggest this exercise. Instead, you can try the Cobra Pose or the vertical stretch. Moving on from side bends, let's talk about an exercise that involves a little bit of hand-eye coordination. Sliding in at number 2, we have skipping. This exercise has more than just a few benefits. For starters, it's good for people with diabetes and high blood pressure. However, here we're going to talk about how it can help increase your height. Skipping helps to increase the blood supply of your body and exerts pressure on the long bones of your body. This causes them to grow in length. A few weeks of this exercise is guaranteed to make you taller. We would not suggest this exercise if you have issues with hand-eye coordination, as you may end up injuring yourself. In such a case, we would suggest that you try one of the stretch exercises that we suggested previously. Now, as we're done with all others, let's go straight to the top. And at number 1, we have hanging. This one is more like a game than an exercise. All you need to do is find a bar with a comfortable height. It should not be too high and it should not be too low. Once you've done that, just hang from it and pull your legs up and down, pretty much like a pendulum. That is all you need to do in this exercise. Hanging has been proven to stretch your muscles and help you grow a few inches taller. Just remember that the bar should be strong enough to take your entire body weight. If it's too weak, it might break, and you might fall along with it. How long do you need to do it? Just try to hang for 10 minutes every day, and you'll see the results of your hard work in just about 3 months. Whoa, those are a lot of exercises to try, so we suggest that you get started. Just keep in mind though that it's not wrong to be slightly short. It is okay. No one has all the virtues in the world. There are many famous personalities like Pablo Picasso, Harry Houdini, and Napoleon Bonaparte who were not necessarily very tall, but were considered to be among the best in their respective fields. Even legendary footballer Diego Maradona was not very tall, but he remains one of the greatest footballers to have ever played the game. So, do you know any other exercises to grow taller? Do you know more famous personalities who were short? Let us know in the comment section below. We would love to hear from you. Enjoyed this video? Hit like, share, and subscribe to Bestie. Wait, what kind of Bestie would we be if we didn't tell you about our other awesome videos? Go ahead, choose the left or right video and enjoy.